What's up, you guys? My name is Dee and I am back again with another video. So today we are going to be reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6 episode 12. And not only is this episode 12, but this is actually the very last episode of All-Star 6. Like, we are at the end. We've been reviewing this show since the very beginning. Episode 1, I actually started my YouTube just because of this whole show, literally, and just to see how much things has changed. My whole room changed, my whole setup has changed, and just so much growth, so much trial and error, all these mistakes, things still happening that's going wrong, but I'm learning each and every day, and also making sure that we get more gameplay. Like, I've always wanted to be like a gamer on like YouTube or streaming, so just to see that it's actually starting to transition and happen, this is just beautiful. But I wanted to talk about this at the end, but here I am, and we're actually going to be revealing the winner, like the legit winner of All-Star 6. So before we get into this review and see how this episode went and see who actually won and took the crown, I'm gonna need you to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss any other video from me. Let's get it. So we now know who the top 4 is. We have Raja, Ginger, Kylie, and Eureka, and Trinity went home last week. I think she did have an amazing run. Every single person, personally, I feel like had some type of growth and elevation. Ginger really came on the show to prove herself and just prove that, you know, even though she did really good on season 7, she did reveal that she felt like she did really bad in All Stars 2, and I feel like she didn't really have much of a voice in All Stars 2. Like, she was pretty quiet to put to the back, even though she was doing amazing. In All Stars 2, she pretty much got trampled. Like, All Stars 2 belonged, it wasn't for Ginger. Let's just say it wasn't for Ginger. Yeah, that they had some really strong competitors in All Stars 2. Especially like Alaska. It was the Alaska show pretty much. But I really feel like she shined a lot in this one, and she came here to prove herself, but I feel like she really didn't need to prove herself. Like, she's a powerhouse, and I guess it really did show a lot this season that she is that powerhouse. Eureka also felt like she had a lot. There's a lot of people like who really didn't need to prove. Like, I don't feel like Eureka didn't need to prove herself either. I know she is a powerhouse of a queen. She's a great dancer. She's a great actress. She has charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. So I believe that Eureka also is like a front runner. So is Ginger. Now, the people who elevated the most was Raja, and especially Kylie. Raja, in her season, she was more angry. Like, she really came across as that angry black person. Like, that whole angry black people stereotype was Raja. Like, Raja really came there to fight. She was very focused on the other girls, very opinionated on how everybody else was doing, and that kind of took away on how she did in her season. And because it's like, you don't have that focus on yourself, and when you're not focused on yourself and you're focused on other people, that's how you get trampled. But this season and like All-Star 6, she really did shine. She really proved that she knows herself, she knows her strength, and keeping it positive, keeping things friendly, and just knowing what you're worth. And that was the definition of Raja. Raja definitely came in and proved herself to be a strong, tough competitor and a great entertainer. Now, Kylie, I feel like, had one of the biggest growths, because even though, like, last time we saw Kylie was All Stars, not even All Star 2. Ooh, what am I saying? Was it Drag Race season 2? That's really when people really started to notice Drag Race, because even though season 1 was cool and all, that horrible glow filter looked like you just put Vaseline over your eyes, was not it. Right. I didn't watch season 1 until I think like after season 9. But I noticed season 2, and season 2 is the very first season I seen. So I remember Kylie as somebody who has like the it factor, but just did not know how to show it. Very shy, very quiet. Definitely had the talent, but I didn't see anything unique. I didn't really see that nerve, you know, because you know that's what RuPaul always says. But this, I feel like once it comes with the transition, because it's like if you're trying to hide who you are, then it's like you, and it's something like this, you have to know who you are. And if you're trying to hide who you are, or not even really know who you are in this case, then you can't go far. And she did not go far in season 2, but definitely in All Stars, she found her voice in the middle of All Stars. Like, a lot of people find their voice after their season, then they, you know, start saying, okay, this is how I was, now I know how to change. But she found her voice in the middle of All Stars, and I think Kylie had probably one of the best growths and the most beautiful growth, because not only did the growth happen, but we got to experience it firsthand on camera. So that's how I really feel about the top 4 girls that are here. So each girl has to do a challenge. Of course, it's still All Stars, but this is the very last challenge of the season, and they have to do choreography and write lyrics to RuPaul's song "This Is Our Country" featuring Tanya Tucker. So they got some great advice from Tanya about just not giving up on your dreams and how to keep going, and just music and country. And I feel like it definitely inspired the girls. Like, each girl is Southern, so they do have some type of connection with country music. So I really feel like this is a challenge that is really up everybody's alley. Right now, everybody is very equally matched. I don't really oppose one person over the other, but everybody is, it's just all fierce competitors. So they all had to do their choreography with Jamal Sims, and when it came to the dancing, I feel like it was simple, but some people did have issues just learning like the simplest steps. I feel like Kylie did okay, so did Ginger, but I feel like Eureka and Raja stumbled a little bit. But with choreo, you already know how it could be. Once you first start, you do stumble, but once you keep doing it over and over again, you get the hang of it. You feel that rhythm. And of course, you know how Drag Race works. They all have the little lunch with Rue, talking about why they came back and how they've grown and changed and what inspires them. And of course is the lunch with Rue and Michelle. I don't know if it's really a lunch anymore. That's how it used to be, but now kind of transitioned more into like a podcast. Now I'm gonna get into the performance. The performance is actually really short. A lot of people didn't have a lot of lines. The first person who came out was Eureka. I thought Eureka looked beautiful, but I didn't feel a connection with the song and the look. I understand her signature Eureka look and why she went with like a type of, I guess, like Marie Antoinette times. Like, it kind of like borderline with that look, but I felt like it just, with the country song, it was just like, okay. Same thing with Ginger. Like, Ginger's look was like okay also. Eureka talked a lot about body positivity, of course, and Ginger talked about equality. I feel like they did good. They had their little dance steps together, very simple steps, but everybody hit everything perfectly. There was no missteps on their part. Now Kylie and Raja was performing their part, and I felt like they had more of a country look. Kylie had more of a very country, stuck with like that traditional country look, where Raja had more country patterns but still looked type modern. Now I feel like they both talked about like standing together, but with Kylie, I wasn't really feeling Kylie's lyrics because Kylie only said 2 sentences, which is a little bit odd because everybody else had like full lines, and Kylie literally just said 2 sentences, and the first sentence I couldn't even hear what she said, so I have no idea what it was, but I could have sworn the second sentence I heard "let's stand together." But it was just really short, so I don't know. And then with Raja came out with a rap, and I think Raja had the most lines out of everybody. I feel like overall in the challenge, Raja did the best. Again, they both had their 2 steps that they did, and of course choreography went great. Nobody tripping over anything, and overall I think the performance was really nice, cute. All 4 girls got together, they did a little lip sync, and somebody did like a cartwheel. I believe it was like Kylie, since she is a gymnast. But the performance went well, but it's time for the runway, because if you base it on the challenge, I feel like everybody was pretty much equal. The only person who was the weakest would be Kylie, because she literally just said 2 sentences. Like, that was it. First one to come up to the runway is Eureka, and I think she looks beautiful. She has this long gown on, this nude and purple look, rhinestones, gorgeous headpiece. This is more classic Eureka. This is something that I would expect to see her when she was on season 10, so season 9 also. And this is the best that she looked all season. And this is just classic Eureka, and she just looked so gorgeous. Now Ginger is up next, and if you haven't noticed, I really haven't been the biggest fan of Ginger's runway, but today, this is literally the best that Ginger has ever looked. She came out in this dress. I love the shape of the dress. I love that she showed some leg. It didn't look very old lady. It just looked modern, cute, sexy, and she slayed it. Like, this is the best she looked. I love this look on Ginger. The shape of the dress just made it just so beautiful. Good job, Ginger. Now with Kylie, I feel like she stuck with the theme of the song. This is Our Country, so she came out with like an American flag mini dress, and it looked really good on her. I love that she paired the very mini dress with the long blue gloves. She always looked amazing. Like, I've been loving her runway. I feel like out of everybody's runway, Kylie has been my favorite all season. So she just slayed it as usual. Now Raja's the last one to come out, and of course she has purple, and she has this long purple gown with a slit to the side. She looks very classy. The dress wasn't doing too much, but I liked it, and I thought she looked really sexy. I love like the big poofy natural hair that she came out with, and she looked amazing. The girls had to lip sync. Now we have no lip sync assassin, but we do have a final lip sync. So usually everybody lip syncs all together. Ru looks at every single person and picks a winner, but this time Ru had everybody perform one at a time, right? And of course, like how everything was clipped, we got to see every single person because they all lip sync to the same song. So they all lip sync to Stupid Love by Lady Gaga, and they all did pretty good. I feel like yeah, everybody did good. Like, it was very high energy. You know, Ginger played up the funny as usual. Eureka had little funny moments here and there. Raja hit. I mean, no, Kylie did good too, but I noticed that she tripped. Now, you already know how it is with the lip sync. If you fall during the lip sync, that's pretty much, yeah, like you lost. But she tripped over like this coat thing that she had on, but the save was amazing. Like, she literally tripped on it and then did like a tuck and roll, and the save was nice. Like, usually people just fall. Like, nobody ever saved themselves. Personally, if I want to think about this challenge plus the runway plus the lip sync, I would think that they're pretty even. I would say Eureka, because she had the best runway. But then the challenge, I feel like Raja did the best. And then with the lip sync, I think it was between Raja and Eureka. So I feel like Raja and Eureka are kind of evenly matched for this challenge. But I'm gonna stick with my guns. I said it was gonna be Ginger. And the winner, the winner, like when I was watching this, my heart was skipping a beat. The winner of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6 is, I need a drum roll, Kylie Demique Love. Now, wow, I was wrong. I said it was Ginger. I usually get this right, but you know, when you put things on camera, you have to embarrass yourself, because that's what the camera does. It embarrasses you. And I was embarrassed. I wasn't embarrassed, but I got it wrong. I was actually very shocked. I can see why, but do I agree with it? Now, the reason why I said it was going to be Ginger was because Ginger has been a powerhouse from the very beginning to the very end. When it comes to the challenges, Ginger has slayed every single challenge, and she won all of her lip syncs. Now, when it comes to the runway, Ginger's runway was, you know, but I really feel like when it comes with that star quality, it's written all over Ginger. Now, why I see it could be Kylie, I mean, it was Kylie, but why I feel like Kylie won is because the growth. And not only the growth that happened after season 2, but there was a lot of growth that happened on camera. Like, we saw what her faults was. They gave her a note to fix it, and she took that note and ran with it, and she beasted the runway. I said she was my favorite runway all season, and she started, like, in the beginning her challenges was it, but then towards the end she started really pushing herself to the top. And when you get to see growth happen in front of your face, that's usually a sign that a star is born, and that's when you have a winner. Like, a lot of the winners of Drag Race is usually the people that you get to see the growth on camera. But I really thought that Ginger was gonna win, because Ginger, even though we didn't see that growth on camera, Ginger came full force and never slowed down. Like, I just thought that was gonna be an automatic win. Do I agree? No, I don't agree that Kylie should win. Now, I'm not gonna say that she didn't work hard. I don't think that she wasn't amazing, because she was, and I'm not trying to downgrade everything that she's done and say that she doesn't deserve it, because she does. But I just feel like, pinned against Ginger, I feel like Ginger was stronger, a lot stronger than Kylie. That's like the only reason why I would say it. I do respect Kylie as a queen, especially from season 2. It's a complete change, like a complete change. But I really thought it was gonna be Ginger, because Ginger was just at the top all the time. So it was just a shock that it wasn't Ginger that took it. I personally wanted Eureka. I thought it was gonna be Eureka, but why I said Ginger is it's just Ginger has just slayed everything. So for it to be Kylie, it caught me by surprise. But I'm not mad at it, but it's a surprise. It kind of did give me that Shangela and Trixie moment, because I kind of do feel like Ginger was a little robbed. I feel like Ginger was a little robbed, even though I was shocked to see her in All-Stars 6, because she was on All-Stars 2. Usually All-Stars don't come back. All-Stars is for people from Drag Race to come back. But you know what? It is what it is, and this is it. This is it. So there's no next time. There's no next episode. Like this was it. This is the end. And we started with all these girls, and Kylie Zonique Love is the winner of All-Star 6. All-Star 6. Now, we still, you know how it goes. Like, after All-Stars, we usually return back to Drag Race. So, for all the Drag Race RuPaul fans, you're just gonna have to wait until Drag Race, and we can always go over who are the girls of the season, and then, you know, All-Stars, we could go through all of that. And with Drag Race, I'm gonna approach Drag Race so much different than how I approach All-Stars. But a lot of things are gonna change. As you can see, my whole setup is so different from when I started. I had to wear the same exact dress that I wore when I first recorded my very first video, which was the review. And I just want to say that I'm so grateful and so thankful for every single person who subscribed, every single person who watched, everyone who commented. And it's not the end. I just want to just say that I'm grateful and I appreciate it, and I just can't wait to see what happens. Like, I literally started like a month ago, 2 months ago, and then to see how much things has changed, and I have new equipment on the way that's gonna help the gaming, and I just in just a short amount of time. So imagine what's to come. I'm just so excited for it. And by the time we make another episode of Drag Race, like, everything's gonna be so different. So I'm so thankful. I could not do it without you guys. Like, the ones who are here, my supporters. I love you all. I really do. Until next time, until Drag Race. Peace out.